I just did a live Clarity Group session talking about narrative warfare, how we live in this 24-hour news cycle and how he's trying to manipulate that, Trump, as much as possible, and how he's been doing it for the last 25 weeks. Understand that there is a manipulation. And once you understand the manipulation, one, it should not be controlling your emotions. You should be clear and focused. You should have less anxiety, less anger, and more assessment, less stress, and more strategy, because that's what you need. You need to be focused. Now, I do these sessions on Tuesdays. My Thursday sessions is how do you make money in the midst of Trumpism? And then on Saturday, I do sessions saying, how do you empower your peace in the midst of Trumpism? How do you keep your mindset, especially people around you who are freaking out, or people who may be MAGA, or people who may not be MAGA? They may just be on the left, but they're freaking out, thinking about everything happening to them, thinking nothing's happening. And what I'm telling everybody is something is happening. But I'm also talking about the insider stuff. See, when we went off the record, when we went live tonight, we went off the record and I talked about what's really going on with the campaign and the election from 2024 and things that people don't know that may have happened with Kamala and the Democrats that most people don't even consider. I also talked about things, stuff that when I tried to talk about it on social media, I ended up getting flags and threats. And what I mean by threats, I mean flags on my accounts where they said, you can't do this. So I stopped doing it. There are other people who didn't, and millions of people's accounts got banned from November through roughly February because they insisted on keep talking about the election. Whereas I have a totally separate group that has nothing to do with social media, completely private, where we can talk like we want to in any darn way we want to. It's privacy. You got to break away from that matrix and hear something different from somebody. If you think what I'm saying on social media is absolutely the real stuff as it would be private, wrong. I'm trying to tell you, you need to get in a private group, start hearing the real stuff, the assessments. You can get news from anywhere. I'm not giving you news. I'm giving you assessments of the news. In other words, it's one thing to say today, wow, Donald Trump just won another Supreme Court. But what's the inside game on that? The first thing is I start talking about how did they influence the Supreme Court? How do I believe that happened? How also, what are the numbers we don't hear about? Now, I'd share some of these with you publicly. It's not that I'm holding back to get money. I'm holding back because I don't want my account banned. When I start talking about the real stuff that's happening on the inside, that'll mess your head up. The stuff. I worked on Kamala Harris's campaign. No, I didn't know her personally. I was one of thousands. But I have 30 years marketing, branding experience. I'm trying to tell y'all there's some shit in the game. There are civil wars going on. There's a civil war on the right, GOP. There's a civil war on the left, Democrats. And then there's a civil war going on between the judicial branches, the lower and the upper and the lower houses or courts. And it's important that you hear that privately so that you, one, can feel at ease and know that you're not crazy and understand what's going on and you can breathe easier. But more importantly, you also, just as important, you also should know these things so that you know how to apply your time, attention, and even your dollars. One of the main things I got a lot of people jumping on me about is because I told them, do not give the Democratic Party money. They've been raising 10 times the money with Trump and Elon's name. Who do you give money to? You give money to, for instance, not Act Blue. Fuck Act Blue. They're good. They're good. You know who needs your dollars? These lower groups like ACLU and the Indivisible, the local ACLUs and the local Indivisibles in your community, your local communities that's fighting ICE. They're going to need your help now more than ever if nobody wins these challenges that they're going to be doing on this big, beautiful BS law. What I'm trying to get you to do is get you in a mindset where you're more at peace with yourself and you understand what's really happening. That's why I call it Clarity Group. That's the whole goal of it. That's the whole reason. It's going to be all right. We're going to make it through this. We are. It's got to get worse before it gets better. But if you really need the truth of what's happening, connect with me. If you can't afford it, I totally understand. I get it. Link in my bio profile. But I get it. It's not for everybody. But I do want you to understand that I created this for a good reason. So it could also, of course, finance me actually doing this, because otherwise I wouldn't be talking about this stuff and I'd only be sharing with some friends in a private group. I'm reaching hundreds of people now privately, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands in social media. Yeah. I really want you to understand that everything isn't doom and gloom. Our biggest enemy is within ourselves, within the left, the alarmist left who wants you to freak out. These comments in here, take on the comments who bring out the negative stuff. Oh, it's all doom. I'm giving up hope. No, motherfucker, don't give up hope. Never give up hope. I'm trying to tell you, this ain't just good thoughts. They usually start off with, Darren, that's really great, but however, and I'm like, yeah, God, you guys suck. It's like, listen, this guy is 14-98 in the courts. Facts. This guy is up against 94 districts across 50 states, 677 lower court judges who have consisted of Trump-appointed judges, Bush-appointed judges, Reagan-appointed judges. Facts. I'm the only one telling you this. Like this. Facts. Why is that? Recognize the game, motherfucker. Recognize the game. He messes up a cup of coffee. He can't govern. This is going to fall apart on him. Our best days are ahead. Believe it. Facts.